Hello! My name is Gina, and today I'm going to be explaining the different types of software engineering jobs. Now, I know some of you have just started to learn how to code or program, or maybe even started looking at job markets, and you're a little confused about all the different titles out there and what the differences are. So I made this video to hopefully clarify that for you and what are the skills you'll need to get those specific types of software engineering jobs. So the first thing is that the tech industry overall is made up of different subsections. For example, IT, systems, and then one of them, which we're going to focus on today, is software engineering, which involves just developing and updating software applications. And that includes websites that you use every day, as well as the mobile apps that you use on your phone, and even the programs that the machines that we use every day have. For example, airplanes, even vending machines now. So in this area, there are actually four main categories: front end, back end, full stack, and data. Now I know some of you may be like, what? What did you just say? I'm confused. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you. So let's take the YouTube website as an example to go over the four main categories. When you go to the YouTube website, you can see all of these videos that you could click, comment on, like, watch, pause. All of those abilities are created by the front-end engineer. Front-end in general means the front-facing part of any application that the user, aka you or me, directly interact with. Now, there's more than meets the eye here because all of these videos and comments that you see need to be organized and stored somewhere. That's what back-end engineers do. They create the main logic and calculations that support the content of the front end and also store it somewhere. Then we have the full stack engineer, who is just a person who knows how to build an entire application from front end to back end. And lastly, we have data. So once the backend stores a bunch of information like the video content, likes, comments, history of which buttons you clicked, the data side uses it to do calculations on to produce something. An example is they can take all the videos you liked and then they can predict which videos you would like next. So now that you know all the four different categories, let's go over the certain job titles and skill sets that are involved with them. For front end, the job titles are pretty straightforward. You'll see something like web developer, front end engineer, / developer / coder / programmer, right? Again, with all these jobs, developer, software engineer, programmer are all synonymous. And the skills that are most related to front end is JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Sass, React, Angular, and jQuery. There are a bunch of other skill sets that the front-end jobs might require, but these are the ones that I'm seeing are the most popular right now. For back-end, the job titles are more wide range. So there's the general software engineer as the job title for back-end, and then there's back-end engineer, and then there's insert language here engineer, which we'll get to later. Mobile developers are under this, architects, which are in charge of building the infrastructure, SStat / QA engineer, who are specifically there to test code, DevOps engineer, which are specifically there to be able to create a flow for how code gets from birth to going into the real world. And then security. So the skills that you might need, which are not, again, all-inclusive, is Java, Python, Scala, Go, Ruby, SQL, and then for the mobile side, it's Android and iOS. So going back to what I said earlier with the insert here language engineer, you can see job titles where they'll actually want someone who knows a specific language, like Java engineer, Python engineers. And then for a full stack, the job titles are pretty straightforward for this too. It will actually just say full stack engineer. And again, that's just the inclusion of what all the skill sets of the front end is and some of the skill sets of the back end. And then for data, the job titles are data scientist, data engineer, machine learning engineer, data architect, and a bunch of others, but usually the word data will be in the title. And the skills that are related to these jobs include Python, R, data modeling, machine learning, etc., etc. If it still doesn't make sense to you, those four different categories, or you want to dive deeper into a specific one, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer you. So I know this may have been a lot for you guys to digest in such a short amount of time. This video wasn't meant to explain every single detail, every single skill that's involved. It's more just like a high level for you to understand what general direction you could possibly take your tech career in the future. Okay, that's it for now. Hopefully this was helpful to you. And until next time, bye.